everybody, Josh RV Nerd here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Well after closing, again, doing another night shoot here. We had another great trailer come in. This is the Wildwood 178 BHSK, and we actually have a full video of this already for 2022, but in their conventional skin variety. We don't have one like this. This is the Platinum Edition. And really, the only difference between Platinum and Standard is just the fact that this one gains a fiberglass skin instead of the conventional corrugated metallic skin. It gives it an amazing look. It's a lot easier to clean. It's much, much better at repelling impacts like hail resistance if you live in hail country, or if you camp in an area that has a lot of tree branches that might bang into the thing and you don't want to dent up stuff. You know, a lot of people in hail country, they can have a trailer that ends up looking like Woody Woodpecker took residence on the side of that thing, you know. And that is funny. It's because that's all that Platinum is, but it feels to me like a different trailer. It gives it such a different look right here. And what we're going to do, we're going to be taking a quicker look at this one today. But I'm going to leave a link in the video description where you can see our full tour of the 22 version of this in the corrugated skin so that you can compare. And I would really love to hear some feedback from you guys. Understanding Platinum Edition adds several $100s. It adds, I believe, about 330 pounds, which means you're losing 330 pounds of cargo weight. That's another thing. I'll always tell you the good with the bad, give you a fair assessment of things here. Let me watch both videos. On either video, leave me a comment. Let me know which way you would go and why. And if you appreciate the fact that we double down on the effort and give you basically two tours of the same camper just because there's one, I think, noteworthy difference between them, at least hit the like button. And if you're not already a subscriber, I can't talk, subscriber. Why ain't you, man? Click that button. Come on. Come on. Let's get inside. I'll tell you what. It's kind of a little creepy being here alone because there's always so much hustle and bustle and activity. And being here when no one else is here and it's kind of dark outside kind of makes me a little worried about them gas station murder hobos coming to get me. Good news is I deadbolt the door. Also, it gives us a really good opportunity to see what the lights actually do in one of these things when the windows aren't flooding all kinds of light in here. Kind of cool. Okay, so it was nighttime, and when we go back outside, it's going to be dusk again. But apparently, last night when I was trying to put all this stuff together, like way past midnight, and I was running on no sleep and no caffeine, I guess I accidentally deleted my interior video footage. So why do it once when you can do it twice, right, guys? Anything worth doing once is worth doing twice. So I'm out here getting you a whole second batch of footage so you can get a full-on look at these things here. I'm actually going to slide to my left and get over here into the dinette space just to kind of, you know, when you are sitting at the seating, give you a little bit of a look at things here. A little peek into the bunks. You see those USB plugs there, and the screen is currently dominated by that huge 10 plus, almost 11 cubic foot, 12 volt DC compressor fridge. Now, one of the things I want to talk about in relation to that is actually what's going on with the optional solar package we have on this one. Real quick though, sorry. One of the hiccups about being totally unscripted about this is that I have a habit of talking about one thing while showing another sometimes. And it's hard to talk about solar when we're staring at a Murphy bed kind of thing here. I want to clarify that this is a 60 by 74 Camp Queen, but I do like how they've kind of churched up the little sofa bench system below it. Notice too, with the 7.5 foot wide body, they have room for a little bit of storage above and an extra closet. And I don't think I actually want to call that. Would this be the head side of the bed? Or would that be the foot side of the bed? And if you'd like to see a full demo of how this Murphy bed works, make sure you check out our full video tour of this one where we show it going up, going down in live motion so you get an idea of how she works. Sorry for the back to the solar conversation. So this has a big 12 volt fridge. You normally have no solar on this, but you do have what they call an extended dry camp package. And I actually really like that verbiage because I think it better sets the expectation. I still run into people sometimes who are looking at a camper as like a little 50-watt solar package, and they just think solar. They don't know that you're not going to be able to just like live in the desert on that panel, and you're not going to run the air conditioner. And even with this, it's a 100-watt panel. But this is a 30 amp charge controller. It is a PWM controller, not an MPPT. If you're not familiar with what those two things mean, feel free to give our team a call. Long story short, this works very well for common batteries. It's not the most friendly to lithium batteries. Basically, I don't believe you can get a full charge with lithium batteries on something like this. But since that's a 30 amp controller, if you wanted to add some more panels on the roof, you might need to upgrade some wiring. But frankly, you could put a pretty decent solar package together on this. In terms of, you got to remember too, the kind of class and budget range that we're looking at. Like, this is not a Geo Pro, this is not a J Feather Micro. It costs like half as much as one of those. And the floor plan is basically the same as some of the things that you see in some of those other brands. And the fiberglass skin sometimes kind of skews our perception of what we're looking at. Remember, at the end of the day, this is a simple, straightforward, very effective kind of basic stick and tin camper. It's a camper, not a glamper, if that makes sense. Now, if you want to add some extra solar, you want to do some more boondocking, you want to be able to keep that 12-volt fridge up and running, you have the capacity of extending that, but I like how they don't call it an indefinite dry camp package, because that's absolutely not what this is. And folks, if you're going to do some serious boondocking, dry camping, highly, highly recommend at least a second battery, if not better batteries. And the concept of keeping a little portable inverter generator around is one that, like, we seem to, like, we've skipped over that recently here. It's become solar, and maybe it's because generators have become kind of hard to come by in this last year and a half or so. But personally, I think having a small little, boondocking generator is really handy. Not to mention, if you lose power at your house, you can always plug an extension cord into it, keep the generator outside, and keep your fridge running so your meat doesn't rot. Yuck. Just a little bit better look at that Go Power charge controller right there. I don't know, in case you're curious. The RV's 6.5 foot tall inside, but we do have a full 13,500 BTU roof air conditioner, and at 6'3", I can walk under those knobs and not knock my noggin, which is not easy to say, mind you. This is a simple 4-inch fan that in the bathroom we often call the fart fan, but because it's already got the wiring and everything run, if you wanted to upgrade this or the bathroom vent fans to a larger type fan, it's very easy to do and far more economical. I say it all the time, and I'm not sponsored by these people or anything. I actually, I don't take sponsorship money. The very rare times I do product reviews, I don't accept payment from vendors. I like people to know, that this is my true opinion on stuff. But the Hengs Vortex fans are pound for pound, dollar for dollar, absolutely the best way to go. And I was asking if this was going to be the headboard or the footboard. And with the TV position being over there on that wall, if you added a TV, I think you actually want this to be the headboard where that little stand was over there. Big window opens for airflow, and we've got blackout pleated kind of night shades in here. And you can see how that big dinette, big slide in a little camper, folds down into a big bed space. This is a little trailer that you could sleep 4 in if you only had 2 people in the master bed, 1 person on the dinette, 1 person in each bunk, but I think you could sleep 6 in if you double people up. Now, kids tend to kick each other when they sleep, and adults tend to be a little bit big, but you get the idea. Big sleeping in a little space. Totally carpetless, totally ventless flooring. It is just about as easy breezy, beautiful cover girl as they get. Now, because the air conditioner and the furnace are not tied together, that thermostat right there is only for the furnace. That's just an old traditional style. If you'd prefer a digital, that's an easy kind of thing to do, frankly, folks. So if there's little screwdriver work items, like if you'd like a different thermostat, if you'd like an upgraded fan or two, call our team. That's stuff that we can take care of for you. It is not difficult whatsoever. I do like the lighter decor in here. I like that they found a way to go lighter without like farmhouse distress accents. There's nothing wrong with those. It's just they're done a lot. Now looking around this kitchen here, again, if we're being fair, we're calling a spade and a duck a duck. This thing has very limited cargo capacity. Anybody who builds this layout has very limited cargo space. There's very little cabinetry in here. Really, under the dinette are like that doggy bed alcove mother-in-law suite under the bunk right there. Those are really the biggest, storage chunks of space. There's not a lot of dedicated cabinet dry storage on this. So you really want to make sure You're crafty, you pack accordingly, and especially here in the Platinum Series where that extra weight eats up some of your cargo capacity, you're going to want to make sure that you camp conservatively, as it were. Now, the 6.5-foot ceiling and the placement of that combo skylight vent fan means I can stand in the shower, but my head's absolutely up in that square box. But notice, too, that full shower surround panel, and it is a shower pan, not a tub. Do you have a preference one way or the other, or does your preference change if it's a bunkhouse versus a couples camper? I don't think I've ever asked that before. I'd be really curious to know what people think about that. This model, by the way, has some really good travel accessibility. Despite that extra large dinette, the little bit wider body, that extra 6 inches I just keep harping about, it is really what makes this one accessible. It's also what literally makes these big double bunks over here possible. Without that extra space, it would just be too narrow to try to put them in. And yeah, you can open the bathroom door, you can get in here very easily. So the question is, what about the bed? Well, that's actually one of the other really cool aspects of the way this floor plan works out. One of the benefits of an east-west bed is it just doesn't make the camper as long, and the way that this bed kind of flops down, it doesn't really protrude out far enough that it won't conflict with the slide. You, I think, really have full 100% access to everything in this without ever touching a slide button, which I think is pretty cool. Going to be a big deal for a lot of people, I think. Okay, so another note on the charge controller and the solar system here. I actually came back out later in the day to showcase the fact that, like you see right there, it was we were at like, what, 12 and a half volts, and that's like 13.6. The battery's full. One of the things I wanted to show you is, let me get around here, a little bit better view. The battery disconnect is totally flipped. The solar panel is actually run direct to the battery. So when you flip that disconnect and you totally kill everything inside the RV, you are still charging the battery. Not every manufacturer wires that, what I feel in that way is proper, so that when it's in storage, it's always tending your battery. So when you walk in, you hit the slide button or the lights or whatever, it's gonna be good to go. And once again, one of the main defining differences here on the FSX series as compared to most stick and tin campers, although this is obviously on the fiberglass skin, is that they're 7.5 foot wide. It's a 90-inch wide body. And that extra 6 inches, it's not so much that you can't see around it. It does add a little bit of weight, but the space and the fact that it gives this one the ability to have those double bunks that normally you just couldn't have. Now, I want to clarify something on here that is so often misunderstood on the Platinum Edition or a Black Label Grey Wolf or an STX J-Flight. We have 3 different brands at Haylett RV that are all single axle, little what people call stick and tin campers, that all share the ability to option a fiberglass skin. And I want to clarify, that is all you're doing. You are swapping the corrugated skin for a fiberglass skin. There is no aluminum structure involved in this camper. And that's a bombshell to a lot of people, because most of the time when they see fiberglass, they think aluminum. This is what I call hybrid style construction. There's benefits and drawbacks to every type of construction, whether it's stick and tin laminated or this. What I like about this one is that it gives us the smooth skin, the easy cleaning, and the impact resistance of a laminated trailer, but it does so without the all of the extra cost of a laminated trailer. The cost of these is just a little bit more than a common stick and tin camper. The main offset to this right here is that it is the heaviest of the construction styles. And a lot of times people go, well, what do you mean? When there's fiberglass, doesn't that mean lighter? It's the lamination and the aluminum that saves you weight, not the fiberglass. This fiberglass is actually first laminated to a dual layer offset double luan backer. So there is effectively a 3/8 sheet of plywood all around this thing. There's a lot of extra weight and material that has been added to this. That is why it weighs a little more. The fiberglass plus that extra material adds up to a little bit of extra cost. Now, I've talked quite a bit about that as we looked at other things. Again, I've said it a million times, I'm sorry. We have another full video of this, but things like a full outside utility shower, a black tank flush. Those are excellent little qualities that little trailers often lack, which can mean big problems for a lot of people. The slide is slide awning ready. as we get our way around here. This doesn't have a full pass-through cavity, which is something I would like, but you can access that underbed storage area from the inside or the outside in case your cargo shifts. Up front here, you also have the handy dandy little battery disconnect. And once again, this does have an available solar package, as we kind of saw and discussed inside. Pardon me real quick as I open this up right here. Again, it's a little bit low profile, but it's nice, it's big, it's long. You get some long sliding totes, and again, you can access that from the inside. And I tell you, even in the evening hours like this, without the sun gleaming off this thing, doesn't it have, it's got a cool look. Imagine just hanging out under this thing, you know, as that sun's falling over there. You're over here on the campsite. You're in your favorite chair. You got the campfire going. You got your drinks on hand with that little outdoor fridge. Buddy, I could get used to that. So once again, thank you very much for joining us here. I apologize for the more rapid pace of this. Again, we have a full video of this camper in the conventional skin and the exact same interior already in our archive. I'll leave you a link to that in the description, or you can just search our channel for 178BAHSK, whatever works best for you. And again, on one video or the other, leave me some comments and let me know which one you would go with. Now, if I don't wrap this up and get home, my wife's gonna kill me. She's a very awesome, super supportive person, but I said to be home for dinner, and I think it's getting cold on the table. I told her to go ahead and eat without me, but did you guys see that, like, Forrest Gump fuzz flying through the air? Mate, I'm not crazy, right? You saw a thing, right? All right, well, hey, listen, never mind. I got dinner on the table. I'm gonna head home. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And when you're ready, we're ready. So as always, take care, stay safe, have fun, and good night, everyone.